The Fall of Boletaria. Boletaria was once a kingdom of unrivaled prosperity. Under the rule of King Alent XII, its knights were legendary, its harvest bountiful, and its borders secure. But prosperity has a habit of breeding quiet desperation. As King Alent grew old, the fear of mortality and the limits of human achievement pressed upon him. Seeking power beyond mortal comprehension, Alent journeyed beneath the Nexus, the cosmic anchor of the world, and awakened an ancient, slumbering god, the Old One. The Ancient Past and Soul Arts. To understand Boletaria's tragedy, we have to look back at the world's creation. Long before Alent, humanity discovered the soul arts, a magic powered by the very essence of life. But the soul arts were not a gift, they were a lure. They belonged to the Old One, a massive primordial entity whose sole existence is to consume all soul energy until the world is left an empty, barren husk. In ancient times, a group of powerful sorcerers managed to lull the Old One back to sleep. To keep it bound, they erected the Nexus as a prison, binding the souls of brave warriors to its halls to act as guardians. They outlawed the soul arts, hoping humanity would forget the dangerous magic. They broke the world into 5 realms, connected only by the Archstones. The Archstone of the Small King leads to the Boletarian Palette, the heart of power overrun by dragon fire and madness. The Archstone of the Burrow King leads to the Stone Fang Mines, where miners were driven mad, unearthing ancient dragon bones. The Archstone of the Tower Queen leads to the Tower of Latria, a dark prison ruled by an obsessed old monk seeking twisted perfection. The Archstone of the Shadowmen leads to the Shrine of Storms, where the pagan worshippers summon shadow spirits of the sky. The Archstone of the Chieftain leads to the Valley of Defilement, a dumping ground for the sick and abandoned, where even holy saints lose their faith. The Demons and the Tragedy of Astrea. The demons that infest these realms are not simply monsters. They are manifestations of human desire, grief, and hubris. Consider Maiden Astrea, the purest saint of the church. When the fog fell, Astrea journeyed into the filth of the Valley of Defilement to heal the sick and abandoned. But upon witnessing the sheer cruelty of God and the hopeless suffering of these forgotten people, her faith shattered. She realized the God her church worshipped was nothing more than the Old One itself. In her despair, Astrea made a choice. If God would not comfort the damned, she would. She accepted the demon soul, using its power to grant peace and relief to the valley's inhabitants. To the player, she is a boss to be slain. To the valley, she was the only merciful deity they ever knew. The Slayer of Demons and the Maiden in Black. You enter Boletaria as a lone adventurer trapped within the Nexus after death. Bound by the Maiden in Black, herself an ancient demon stripped of her eyes, you are tasked with gathering souls of the archdemons to lull the Old One back to sleep. As you claim these souls, you grow stronger, but you also mirror the very greed that brought about the apocalyptic fog in the first place. When you finally reach King Alent inside the Old One, you don't find a grand monarch, you find a wretched, pitiful creature, a physical reflection of what soul hunger does to a man. Before his death, Alex delivers one final haunting realization. No one wishes to go on. God is merciful, and so he created the Old One to end our tragic suffering. At the end of all things, the player is left with one final choice. The fate of the world rests on this single choice. Will you let the maiden in black lull the Old One to sleep, banishing the fog and saving what little remains of humanity at the cost of losing the soul arts forever?
Thy work is done. Slayer of demons, go back above. The Nexus shall imprison thee no longer. I shall lull the Old One back to slumber.
Or will you strike her down, take her place at the Old One's side, and become the kingdom's newest, most terrible demon?
The Old One senses a new and powerful demon by its side. And before long, the world will be engulfed by the deep fog. Bring more souls.
In Demon Souls, salvation and damnation look surprisingly alike, because in the end, the fog always awaits.